Hey, how goes it? I'm Kenn Bosak, here to talk about cryptocurrencies and cryptocurrency accessories, and with me is Rice Crypto and Crypto Mac. How goes it, fellas?
What's up, guys?
What it do?
Last week in crypto tonight. Good to rejoin you, fellas.
Yeah, man, I got a new computer, new setup. There should be less of a lag. Hopefully the audio sounds fine. How goes it, DJ Meat Popsicle, Biggs, Thomas? Hey, Crypto Mac's in the chat. Hey, where'd that guy come from?
Who's that guy?
What's up, man? I hope the audio sounds all right. I hope you guys can hear everybody.
Yeah, let us know if the audio sounds good. We're testing out some new stuff.
Hey, Chris. How goes it? All right, so let's see. I wanted to take a quick peek here at the chart just to give a quick peek of where we're at right now in the market. Right now, Bitcoin is at $11,130. That is awesome. Ethereum is still rocking at about $860. I can't believe Ripple's still number 3 in coin market cap dominance at 92 cents.
That is crazy.
Cut your losses, guys. Buy Bitcoin. Get rid of that shitcoin.
I would. I got rid of mine. I got into it when I first got involved in Bitcoin, and then when I realized what it was, I got rid of it, so I wasn't going to hold it for I wasn't going to try to profit off of it, anything. I was like, just screw that coin. I'm not going to participate in anything involving helping the banking institution trying to survive when I'm in this to try to help kill the banking industry,
If I can't mine it, I ain't buying it.
I got a couple people in the Ripple community block me on Twitter.
I have people in the Ripple community that I am friends with, and I like that I can disagree with them and still be friends. There is a fine line you have to cross, or be aware not to cross when it comes to that. I mean, you do get blocked, and I don't want to get blocked, bro, for hating on Ripple.
It wasn't even hating. It was just the natural debate, and there was arguments made on both sides, and I guess that they just didn't like the fact that I was like, well, the owner owns 60% of the coin anyway. Like what? And then about blocking it, all that, but no. Like at the end of the day, it's the same thing with like these coin burns that's going on. It's like if your coin needs a burn, it's obviously there's some reason behind it, and you failed in the initial phase. At least that's how I see it. I know a lot of people lost money on that.
So why don't we go ahead and start digging into some of these stories, because we do have a couple here. I got, I believe, yours up here, Mark. You got that New York lawmakers open to revisiting the BitLicense agreement in New York City. So what's going on? We got... was that because of the Goldman Sachs Circle Poloniex acquisition, you think?
Well, I mean, what you're saying, obviously, it's not even fair to the city of New York. So I know a lot of people that was supposed to be prime real estate for Bitcoin. They were going to be the Mecca. You had the Bitcoin Center, the Coin Center, or whatever there, and a guy who was just happened to be in legislation named Ben Lawsky, and I believe he is now actually a part of the Ripple team. So basically, he created the BitLicense, and all the people that had businesses in the state of New York, they would have to apply for the BitLicense in order to operate there. So the cost of it wasn't, and there was regulations. It was kind of brought about with the Winklevoss twins. When they got first involved into it, they were looking more on the regulation side of things as like a business aspect, and everybody else didn't want to go that way. It was trying to get away from regulations, away from banking. So Lawsky came in, he implemented the BitLicense, and shortly after that, he left his position there and went on to do his own thing. And with that, I have, so I don't know if he's still there. I haven't checked because obviously I don't stay up with Ripple that often. But I know back in November of 2017 was when it said that he is actually a board member. So he basically set up to basically
you got it exactly right, dude. I mean, the way you're talking about it, that's exactly the way it is. He was involved in that New York license, and he's involved in Ripple. So you got the complete facts there, 100% straight.
Yeah. So I mean,
and he's
they
working
don't
with
miss the boat.
companies specifically to get around a lot of the legislation he put into play.
Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, now that all this good news is coming out that other countries, they're blocking banks from blocking crypto payments. All these places now where people are flocking to Puerto Rico that are cryptocurrency millionaires and all that. So they don't want to miss the boat now. So now they're like, well, we're stuck with this bit license, and we got to figure out how to remove this in order to bring Bitcoin to New York. So I feel like they're just feeling, now they want to be the Mecca. I mean, it's the financial industry in New York, and now you have Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and they don't want to miss out. So it's going to be a large hoop to jump through for sure. But I mean, it kind of lost faith in New York after all that.
Yeah, I'm reading here that we gotta speak up and show up, and we gotta let the people know in power what we want, or we're just gonna be at their mercy and let them keep thinking for us, I guess.
I'm glad again that you said that, Ken, because I mean, like I really never thought that I would ever got involved in anything involving politics per se, and I mean, I've always been like very like adamant about supporting our Constitution and like our rights of freedom of speech and things to that effect, but never really wanted to get involved. And once I got involved in cryptocurrencies and started learning about anarchist values and voluntarism, I actually want to get involved. I want to encourage people like you to like start writing and contacting your senators and your congressmen and tell them how you feel about cryptocurrency and what kind of regulations that you would like to see put in place, because we're the people that elect these guys and they're supposed to represent us. And so it's time for us, if you're not involved, to wake up. And that term, getting woke, is something that comes around very often. People do need to wake up. And this is something that they need to definitely wake up to, in my opinion.
Yeah, reform is coming. We just have to demand it, or we won't get it, and that's the bottom line.
Or it'll be the wrong reform.
Yep.
That's why we need to make our voices be heard. We are citizens of this country, and as citizens, we have the right. We vote for these people, and they're supposed to be representing our interests.
Yeah, we got to put the people that the people that have our interests in mind in office, not the people that don't. We got another story here, guys. We got the fucking pizza guy, Laszlo, I can't say it, Hanyakis.
Yeah.
That dude who bought the 10,000 Bitcoin pizza back in the day, first physical transaction, was actually, again, the first physical transaction, again with pizza, using the Bitcoin Lightning Network, opening and closing the channel through like this epic fucking tale of encrypted messages handed back and forth through the pizza delivery guy to ensure that it was to release the funds to the right address. I mean, it is so badass, dude, that this guy keeps popping up in history when it comes to Bitcoin, and it's always with pizza. I wonder, again, I don't know if it was Papa John's this time, but I'm pretty sure it was Papa John's originally, back in May 2010.
Maybe he went with Pizza Hut this time. Maybe he's following the NFL sponsorship on who he wants to send a transaction with. One bite, everybody knows the rules.
The cool thing is, like, people actually have pizza party celebrations, like Bitcoin pizza parties, just in celebration of that guy making that purchase. So, yeah, it was definitely cool for him to do that with the Lightning Network. But I also think it makes a statement, too, if you think about it. Because, he was obviously behind Bitcoin, and look where Bitcoin has gone. So I think this is, like, his way of an early adopter of saying that he approves of the Lightning Network. Because this is the way that we can buy pizza now. So that's just my interpretation of it. I mean, I could be reading into it a little more, but.
So yeah, I mean, I feel you. So he's making that stance. I'm a Bitcoin Core kind of guy. I like my Segwit and Lightning. You can keep your big blocks. I'm gonna buy pizza with my crypto.
Right. That's how I feel, because obviously he could have used Bcash, but he chose to use Bitcoin through the Lightning Network. So I think that was making a statement,
Yeah.
If you read into
it a little bit more.
It probably costs less to send Bitcoin at the time anyway than Bcash. So
yeah, I've been sending some transactions around because I participated in you know, I was going to take advantage of this Bitcoin private fork, so I went ahead and sent my funds, and I like my transactions were nowhere, they were under $1. They were $1 or under for all my transactions that I made. So that was beautiful to see, because back in December I was seeing like $30, $40 transaction fees. You know, like hell no.
I mean, dude, that's the best part though about these fees being back under $1 is all these altcoinists, all these, you know, shitcoin pushers. Their cryptocurrency of choice has no point now that it can't, you know, all they had was it's cheaper than Bitcoin. That's it. Okay, but Bitcoin's way more secure than your shitcoin. Yeah, it may take a little bit to confirm, but I don't gotta worry as much. And you're still using, this is still beta, and you're using super beta money. Like, come on. And now Bitcoin's back to those under $1 transactions. Shitcoins can't compete when it comes to topics other than transaction fee cheapness. We win.
Yep. And when you think about it, when any of those altcoins, when you want to trade, if you're trying to make profit, where are you making that profit at? How are you making that profit? You're trading that coin for another coin. Most of the time, people are trading against Bitcoin. So they're just accumulating more Bitcoin in that sense. So I mean, everything in the cryptocurrency space is judged by the Bitcoin. Every single coin gets converted to a Satoshi. Satoshi comes from Bitcoin. So no, and that's all. I think that's going to remain for quite a while.
I agree. I'm with you, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited for the future, dude, because when we start using these technologies for what they're like really for, like we start implementing them into aspects where like the internet had no business being in media. It just didn't. It couldn't handle media. So right now the things crypto technology has no business being in, when it does, it's going to feel as normal as live streaming right now in 1080p. That shit ain't normal. At least 10 years ago it wasn't normal.
No, and I mean, I can't wait to get into this decentralized world that we're getting ready to enter into. I think it's going to be great, man. You know, like when you see the use value of these cryptocurrencies, and you can actually see the change and the impact that they're making, that we're talking about now and that we've been talking about for quite a while. So people are going to see this come true.
You have the best segues, dude. You perfectly lined it up. No, because the decentralization of cryptocurrencies is everything. But we give that up with these centralized authorities, Coinbase, Poloniex, BitPay, which leads me to our next story. BitPay payment processor begins enforcing ban on prohibited activities on its platform. Basically, if you're a sex worker and you were selling your nudes for Bitcoin using BitPay, they're basically saying go fuck yourself. Well, if that's the case, they got spank chain for that. So fuck you, BitPay. And they have a lot of other little things that, you know, fall into the gray area. But that's that gray area crypto was basically built on. And I understand that they're going the whole legal route, trying to be crypto government friendly, but their banning of certain uses of their platform it goes against everything everybody's into Bitcoin for. So when it comes to PR, I think this is a very bad move. I think they should have worded it a little differently. I do see that they have, you know, Ponzi schemes and pyramid schemes that were utilizing the BitPay platform. But they also have that Crapton, I can't pronounce it right. It's the herbal supplement that the government's been going after for people that are addicted to opiates. It's KRA.
Kratom.
Kratom. Yeah, so if you were doing
my fiance
sales,
actually takes Kratom.
Well, if she was buying it through BitPay, they would have canceled her account, and if she was selling it through BitPay Merchant, they would cancel her account. Like, that's a little fucked up. That's like, all right, well, here, it's harder for you to get whatever it is that you need that's healthier or legitimate or whatever. But, you know, if you go outside and walk 10 feet, you can go get that other stuff. Just be careful. Like, what the fuck is that? That's entrapment, dude. 101.
So, since you brought it up, I haven't been trying to use my BitPay card since me and you talked about the Wavecrest thing. Like, is it still active and you're able to use it?
Yeah, I've been able to use BitPay since...
I thought it was going to be turned off.
No, they even just gave me
a Wavecrest issue when they were...
No, I just got
What was that?
I just got an email from them saying that you can top up with Bcash now via
Yeah.
BitPay,
So you
and you
still
can use Shift or Shapeshift to trade your Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash back and forth. I have used it to sell Bitcoin. I have not used it for Bcash yet because I don't have any Bcash.
Right, right. I got you. I got you. I just haven't tried to use my BitPay card in about I don't know, about a month and a half. So I
Yeah,
thought
I
they were
used it.
I thought they were dead.
Nah, they're not
Yeah.
dead. There's certain credit card processors that are not allowing you to purchase, like the Capital One, Chase, Cydia, those ones, TD Bank. They're making it difficult to get into crypto. But I really don't
Right,
think
right.
that they're
Using the
ever going
credit
to have a
cards.
problem with you getting out of it. That they don't give a shit about that. They just want to make sure that the government isn't pissed at them for helping you get the currency into it. Getting it out, it's a great thing. They're like, oh shit, we got more value in fiat. Great, we can print more money. Turn the machines on. Somebody sold Bitcoin for fiat.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I got you. I knew about the credit card thing. I mean, it doesn't affect debit cards, obviously, but yeah,
I think
credit.
BitPay's fucked with this because Coinbase Commerce is coming out. It's right around the corner. Coinbase, I think it's accepting signups now actively.
And without a doubt, I mean, LightPay is going to get their stuff together too. So there's going to be a credit card with the LightPay network, and that's going to dominate.
I think they really need to get their shit together when it comes to like the whole sex workers thing and certain herbal fucking transactions like the kratom and stuff like that. I really feel like that's where the crypto is main use case. Like if you tell me I can't do this, it's almost sounds ass backwards. Like what do you mean?
It goes against all principles. You're right, because you're supposed to be able with the decentralization. You're supposed to be able to use your currency for whatever you want to use your currency for, as long as the person on the other end is willing to receive that. So, I think that that's actually bullshit. I didn't know that you couldn't purchase Kratom or something like that using your BitPay card. But I do know the federal government is like trying to fight to illegalize Kratom. And there is, I mean, not that we're going to get into this subject, but there are a lot of great benefits to that. So it's kind of bullshit when you're seeing credit card companies that are attached to cryptocurrency that, like you said, are telling you and limiting you on what you can and cannot purchase, and it goes against the whole idea. So, I might as well just cut my BitPay card up.
I was thinking the same thing politically speaking. Even when they gave me that email with Bitcoin Cash, and then I read that article, I was like, I mean, I don't even fucking need you anymore, bro.
Right. I mean, it had its use.
It's the fax machine. It's the fax machine. It was there for that middle transition because it had that thing that was a little familiar to the old system, and it made me more familiar with the new system. And now I just use email. Why am I using a fax machine? What the fuck? Like, why am I using BitPay? Just accept crypto directly. I don't gotta sell that shit for fiat ever.
There you go. Enough said, man. That was great.
Dude, have you seen this? There's another story I got, and I know Crypto Maak is our exchange correspondent expert over here. Dude, Circle, owned by Goldman Sachs, acquired Poloniex for $400 million. What?
Okay, now
why though?
Are they funded? Are they funded by Goldman Sachs, or are they owned by Goldman Sachs? Because that's two different things, but it's close.
Owned.
Okay, so it's owned. Okay, because I was told funded, but it's owned. So that's basically gonna give all the big money an opportunity to get in through that doorway.
Once they clean it up. So basically, from my understanding, all the shadiness that went on with Poloniex, they were in deep. So from what I've been hearing through the grapevine is it was either go to jail with a bunch of legal issues or hope for a buyout. So, I mean, I know people are like 400 million, they could have just waited and sold for a lot more, but it was just, it was $400 million. And, basically Poloniex or Circle or Goldman Sachs, they reached out to the SEC and were like, hey, before we acquire this, are you going to bring sanctions against us, like for whatever's going on previously? And they were like, no, like as long as you guys get in there, clean it up, and make it as legal as possible, then we're not going to go after them. We're not going to come after you. Just clean it up. So that's third. So the next few months to a year or whatever, You'll see a lot of big changes probably going on that exchange, and you might see like a lot of delisting and things like that.
I definitely
With
see
like
delisting coming for sure.
with
Yeah.
ICOs, exchange owners are getting really, you're seeing different paperwork come out for adding
Dude,
to exchange
amateur
now for
question here.
ICOs.
If I'm holding a coin on Poloniex and it gets delisted, I don't have my private keys because Poloniex doesn't give me that option. So what happens when they delist a coin and I ain't quick enough to get it
Well,
out?
I would imagine that they would first at least give you a heads up that they're going to be delisting it to give you an
I know,
opportunity
but
to
I'm saying,
take it
what if I
out.
drop the ball? What if I'm a hodler and I don't think to check my mail every month?
You're screwed probably.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to go. I mean, depending upon, because I know there's certain ways to where even though it might be delisted, you can still leave it on the withdrawal page where it's still possible for you to withdraw that currency, but there's no wallet for you to deposit to. So withdrawals normally will function still, but you just can't deposit. So even though they still don't have it on there, if, they'll leave it open for a good amount of time. They might stop trading and all that, but the only thing will be available still would be the withdrawal of that coin.
Well, I guess an example of that would, for me to like kind of put it together was, and Binance used to trade Bitcoin Diamond, and it's still trading, but you can't deposit Bitcoin Diamond. I'm sure you can withdraw it, but they're not allowing you to add any more into the system.
Interesting.
But I do see it trading. If you go on Binance, you'll see that Bitcoin Diamond is trading, but it's a suspension of deposits. I didn't see a suspension of withdrawals, but I saw a suspension of deposits because I had some Bitcoin Diamond I didn't even realize. And I'm like, I'm just going to get rid of it and try to put it in something else. Because there's a couple small cap coins that I want to get involved in while it's a good opportunity right now while the prices are down.
Yeah,
I was just shocked Bittrex added Tron yesterday.
Yeah, it sucks.
That was surprising.
It's like they're giving it validation. And, we talked about it before. I think that's more of a marketing project that has no technology backing behind it. Now,
great marketing.
If they had
Great marketing. That is the technology.
Great marketing. It was great marketing, but it was not a great technology.
Well, no, I think the technology would have been great if they actually had a technology team.
Yeah, well, majority of these. So it reminds me of that one meme I saw the other day where there's three guys on the team. And it's like when you look at the new ICO and you see the team, it's the same guy for all three people with like different hairstyles and like outfits on. He's with different names, but it's the same person. Like,
That's awesome.
It was great. That's just kind of like what you got to look into. It's like, wait, this is the same guy doing, developing all. There's just three team members, and it's all the same person. Just one's got his hair down, the other one's in a bun, the other one he's wearing a hat. Like,
I generally won't personally participate in ICOs. I mean, I may eventually, but as of now, I haven't participated in any actual ICOs, unless you want to consider the EOS, ICO, which is not. It's technically an ICO, but I didn't buy. I got it through an exchange.
Yeah, you can still exchange it. So I mean, it's different with how they're doing.
I would much rather wait till it comes out and shows what it's actually going to do, improve itself.
You guys ready to hear? You guys ready to hear my my crypto sob story I just ran into this morning?
What's that?
It involves my first ICO ever, and one of my biggest crypto fumbles ever. I don't know the password to my Ether wallet that I backed up that has my ICO tokens on it, and I wanted to sell them, and now I can't because I can't log in, and I don't remember the password. I typed in everything I could ever have used. I must have been like, no one's ever going to guess this, including myself in the future. So yeah,
there's a guy that does that. I'll have to get the information. There's literally someone you can pay to crack.
Yeah, but then you have to. Yeah, you give that person all of your most commonly used passwords in the past, and they base that on an algorithm to guess. I've seen that. That's a lot of trust. I think I'd just rather kiss the money goodbye.
Yeah. Unless it's like a lot.
It might not be now, but like that was a fucking, I should have held that for longer in a better spot. I was going to move it to my hardware wallet, or because it was an ERC20 token, I was using my Ether wallet, obviously. I wanted to move it to my Edge wallet, Edge Secure. It's a mobile wallet for ERC20 tokens. And I was like, dude, this is what I've been waiting for. Like, I like Jax, but they're very picky about what they list. I think they have a pay-to-play type of rule. But you can add any ERC20 token that you invest in onto your Edge Secure wallet. So I was going to move it to there or my hardware and wait and try to trade on it. And I was sitting here typing in a couple passwords, and after 10, 20 passwords later, I just was like, yep. I was like, yeah, babe, I don't know if I can get to this money. so that's my first mess. I don't know why I didn't write it down and put it with my normal private keys or somewhere else. I didn't think to write down the password or back that password up. So if anybody's going to learn anything from this, hopefully you'll learn to back up your password that you use to encrypt your wallet. Nobody would know it's the password to that, but at least you can go there and check underneath the mattress and figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I would something that I do personally is I write down. I have like a little tiny composition notebook, but it's a little teeny weeny version. It's just so I keep it on me. It stays very secure, and I also got a copy of stuff like that in a safe. But writing it down I think is very important, and it also it keeps me in touch with being in reality by writing stuff down. I'm so used to typing and texting and messaging people that I like to physically write things down, and it's a good way of just securing your stuff. Or make a document and print it out. Don't save the document to your computer. Print it out and then delete it, and then put your document somewhere in a safe or a safe place.
And wipe your printer's cache data. Your printer has a memory, and if somebody goes and taps into it, it can print everything that printer has ever printed, including your private key. I've done the cover on that on my paper wallet video. So if you ever printed a paper wallet and you did it at work, hope your coworkers don't know what they're doing. That's all I'm saying.
That would suck, but yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. That's why I stress, and everybody here all stresses education, because you gotta know what you're doing working in this space. It's not otherwise you're gonna mess up and you're gonna lose.
Be your own bank. Be your own tech support, man. It's all personal responsibility.
I use KeyPass. So that's just basically storing everything in one location, and all you have to do is remember one password to get into that app.
Yo, check this out. I got another story up here for us. Right after Goldman Sachs Circle acquired Poloniex for that whole $400 million, JP Morgan comes out with an official statement stating that it is competition and risk to its business model in its SEC, Security Exchange Commission's annual report. Dude, so is this the nail in the coffin, or is this the writing on the wall, or what? What do you guys think's happening with big banks officially announcing their concerns with this as a competitor with their direct business model?
Yeah, they're get rid of it or get rolled over, and they're obviously saying that there's no stopping it. It's okay, let's put it on the stock market. This way we can just short the crap out of it and drive this thing down to zero. And they found out that it's not that simple, and it's basically what it's come down to. They realize that the blockchain, everyone's already admitted to the blockchain, whether they believe in Bitcoin or anything else. Everybody's announced that they believe in the blockchain. It's not going anywhere, and everything's being built on top of it. So now that everything it's global, no one can shut this down. It's been like that from the start, and they're seeing value in it now, and they're starting to deploy. And the thing that they're going to run into is just the trouble with everything else. There's a short supply of Bitcoin and Ethereum contract developers and all that. So, it's definitely a key patient. It's something that I'm moving more into as well, as getting onto the development side of things, because that's a hot product right now.
My favorite part of all this, dude, is the people that gotta, eat their words, like Jamie Dimon from 2017, and already has to change his opinion on calling Bitcoin a fraud and competition. Come on, man, that's embarrassing.
Okay, this is the glorious thing about something. I learned this in my macroeconomics class. An investment company like J.P. Morgan or Goldman Sachs, they are required by federal law to release an annual report or more than annual, maybe semi-annual, that basically lets their investors know what the competition is. So in a sense, I'm sure J.P. Morgan didn't want to do this. They're required by law to release a report that says this. So it's like they're being forced to admit it. Now, I agree. And I know that J.P. Morgan, especially Jamie Dimon, the biggest criminal in the face of this earth, basically, I think that these guys know what's coming to them. But it's funny and it's ironic that they're basically forced to have to admit what their competition is. And yes, it is a risk to your company, Mr. Dimon and J.P. Morgan. Obviously, that's why the show was created.
Yeah,
so I'm glad to hear it, man.
It's a huge risk to them. Everyone's tired of your old, outdated systems, your fees for no reason. Oh,
not
your
even
bank
that, dude.
account's
The
negative.
scrutiny,
They're
dude.
criminal
The
acts,
fucking
dude.
scrutiny.
They're criminal acts, though. Like the whole 2008 housing market crash, man. Those guys were completely responsible for that. The government does nothing but bail them out, and not any one of those getting any sort of criminal charges, go to jail or anything.
Yeah.
They got out scot-free.
Dude,
and they did more damage to anybody.
Right.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
So,
you money laundered? Oh, no problem. Here, we'll give you. Here's more money. You guys are standing.
We're going to take tax dollars. We're going to take the U.S. tax dollars and give them to you to bail you out, because we know that without your banks, our system is going to collapse, and we can't have that. We got to control this money supply. We got to have manipulation. And thank God for someone like Satoshi Nakamoto, whether it was an individual, a group, some kind of AI. Thank God, that white paper changed this world.
There ain't no putting Pandora back in her box, that's for sure. And I think this is making it more official. This is, hey, we know we fucked up. We know we need to start buying exchanges because Goldman Sachs is beating us to it. And I was checking it out, and it seems like what they were probably doing was intentional FUD and buying it in the background them damn selves. And now they can't, if they keep at that, they'll lose credibility. So they forego that credibility again, and they go against it for a while until it's not as profitable. And now they have to flip the script because everybody's saying against them what they've been saying. So either they look dumb, and they keep trying to push the price down, or they just admit what they knew the whole time.
When that China FUD happened and the price started dropping on Bitcoin, and then right after that, about a week later, Jamie Dimon came out and made that statement that Bitcoin was a Ponzi scheme and a scam. And then right after that, once the price dipped even further, the what is it, Swift Bank that they own, J.P. Morgan? Do you know, Crypto Mac? What bank they own? Swift Bank, I think. But there was the bank that J.P. Morgan ends up purchasing up Bitcoin on the dip. Like, it had already dipped down because of the Chinese regulation, and then it dipped down even further after the FUD that he created by calling it a Ponzi scheming scam. This is back like in September, October, I think. And then right after the price dips down further, a bank owned by J.P. Morgan purchases a large amount of cryptocurrency, which is complete market manipulation, which is another criminal act. And it's like, where are the cops? Like, why is he allowed to continue doing this stuff?
Well, the best part was that we found out that his daughter had invested, one of his daughters had invested in Bitcoin, and she owned Bitcoin or whatnot. So, that was great. When it's just like, what, and then I guess it was the other daughter, started replying back to some of the things that the crypto community was attacking him on. And then everybody was like, no, we don't want to talk to you. Where's the smart daughter, the one that invested in crypto? We want to speak with her. So it's just bam, you just basically, either he did it on purpose. That's why his daughter talked him in. This is the future. We need to drive this price down. Let's get, not that she would do that, but I mean, would most people, what are you going to do for your kid? You're going to be like, all right, I got you, no problem. Let's get this going. So that was the best part of it.
If investors want to get into something, they're not going to invest when the price is up.
No.
They're going to do everything that they can to put as much blood on the street. And that's what we've been seeing happening throughout January and February. If you want to think of it like it's a tree, we're all in the tree, and they're trying to shake us out. They're trying to scare everybody out the tree, trying to drive this price down. Because like I was saying, other people scared and selling off their crypto, other people are buying it. It's not just continually going down.
Yeah, this isn't anything
people
new.
are continuing.
They do it in stocks too,
So they know what they're doing. They're using the media and they're using all these different sources to be able to drive these prices down so that they can get in, because they know that these prices are about to go up. That's why we've been stressing to hodl your coins, to not let this FUD, this fear, uncertainty, and doubt overcome you, because the big money knows what's coming. They know how things are going to end. They know what kind of profits that people are going to make off this, and as they're dying, they're going to buy in to try to survive. So that's where it's important for people to just, like, as a community, to stay strong and not let this bullshit shake you out of the tree. Hold on for dear life.
Yeah, dude, hodl your coins, because you never know who's going to try to steal them. Fucking, I got the story up here, man. Self-proclaimed Satoshi, Craig Wright, is currently being sued for $5 billion. That's billion with a B, dude. What?
B as in Bitcoin.
Yeah, it is. I think he stole 1.1 million Bitcoin from David, I think it's Kalaman or something like that. The one of the earlier adopters to crypto and developers, and this guy basically forged documents. And
it was
Kleinman,
I think was the last name.
Kleinman, thank you. Yes,
they were weren't they partnering up, and then he just basically stole from his partner?
Well,
he forged his signatures. It looks like
dates where it had to backdate things to where, a dead man can't sign fucking documents that were literally just printed yesterday. Like, the paper and ink is still wet, and this guy's been dead for a while, and he signed this document apparently. So he's being sued on. His brother is pursuing it on his behalf using the estate's foundation, I guess, in Florida, in the District of Florida. And yeah, Craig Wright is definitely being sued, and his only comment has been the one word, greed. That's what he said. That was his comment to being accused of stealing a deceased man's money he left his family through the means of forgery, counterfeiting, and just douchebaggery, and all he had to say was greed. Yeah, greed. You are a greedy motherfucker. That's all I can see that meaning, right? It's a self-reflection comment. He's looking in the mirror and saying greed.
Well, he also, if you see here, he also signed the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, hold on, keep that up. There it is. Let's see. Oh, I clearly see it, and yeah, the ink, it all seems to match up to my expertise.
Yeah, it looks good. I think he's one of our founding fathers.
He's been around for a while, man. He's been a part of a lot of things that I don't think he can prove.
But the bullshit part about this, man, this goes into that media FUD bullshit that I'm talking about. Because just because this guy claimed that he was Satoshi Nakamoto, that was basically has been proven that he's not. They're reporting on this to create more bullshit, to say something negative about Bitcoin in the long run. And it's just like, don't pay attention. This guy was a criminal. He's just another criminal. The only difference in this guy is he's actually probably going to get prosecuted for the criminal actions he does versus someone like J.P. Morgan.
Well, I'm just glad that they removed, back in the day when anybody in Bitcoin, got arrested or something went on, it was always, the headline was always the CEO of Bitcoin was arrested. And it's like, wait, there's a CEO of this thing?
There's a CEO.
I wonder if he's hiring.
There is a CEO of Bitcoin Incorporated, that Morgan Raccoons guy, and I'm actually going to be doing an interview with him either later tonight or tomorrow. I've gotten in contact with him. He shared this video that we did last week when we talked about him. He shared it on his Twitter account, on his multiple accounts. He's been real supportive and appreciated what we talked about. And so he's agreed to do an interview with me. I'll get him in contact with you, Ken, so you can talk to him because he's an interesting cat, man.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, definitely.
He's been involved in this space for a lot longer than I realized, and he's like he's a tech guy, man. Like, and he's real down to earth. So I mean, you guys both might be able to learn something from him. He created something called a bit switch, which was basically going to be like a switch that could be put into machines that would allow them to communicate, to allow operation when Bitcoin is given to them, like Satoshis. Like you would pay for Satoshi to use a washing machine, and a bit switch would be used to do
cool.
that.
I like it would hit the quarter trigger or something. I like
and
that.
And he had even came up with something where he had like a portable full node. Like some small device, like really tiny, small, like a portable full node. So this guy,
that's ahead of his time. That's ahead of its time right there.
But he's thinking very far ahead because, like, when he thinks about Bitcoin, he thinks about this for the generational purpose, not the immediate purpose that's coming for us. I mean, when we talk about long term, when I talk about long term, I'm talking about 5 years long term for me. But he's talking about like his grandchildren long term. How those people are going to grow up one day and they're going to be like, tell me the story about those people that use that paper money. That sounds so crazy. They're like those people who drew pictures on the walls in the cave. They're so primitive, those paper-using people.
I have a comment here from Joe. He said, I asked a customer if they were into crypto last week. He said, hell no, not until you can complain to somebody if your things get stolen. I mean, you always have a mirror. You can, I mean, if you put cash in your back pocket and somebody picks it out, that's the equivalent of you losing your crypto to somebody. So, I mean, you could always kick yourself in the ass. I mean, it's the same scenario for everything else that you accept personal responsibility for. I mean, if you have a bicycle and you decide not to lock it up and somebody takes it, I mean, you forego that security that you opted out. There's always these options. You can back up your private keys and lock up your crypto. You can encrypt it even farther, that if their private keys were exposed, they're bit 148 password encrypted. You're fine-ish. It's, I don't know. There's other things you can do. I think, Joe, what you should have said is not until people understand that there's no reason to complain to somebody in the end.
Because you're your own bank.
Yes, exactly.
You complain to you.
Right, you're responsible. Well, that's something else too. I mean, like, we're definitely encouraging this, man. But there's some people that don't like to take care of themselves. When it comes to, like, they can't even manage their own bank account. So I mean, when it comes to if they can't manage their own simple checking account, they're going to have a hard time. So, I think people need to also look into financial education too, like how to actually handle your money.
Basic. It should be in public
personal finance courses. Yeah, take personal finance courses. I'm actually required to take one this semester. That's one of the courses I'm taking as well, is personal finance. So, and it goes into all kinds of details that would help people, because if you want to be your own banker, you got to be able to know what you're doing. You just can't expect this to work out just because you're using Bitcoin.
Well, that's what I'm trying to. I'm gonna actually launch. I just put like a bunch of stuff together. So my next video, a lot of people aren't even aware of the test net. Like, you can get Bitcoin Cash, and use it on the test net and learn how to send to other addresses using test Bitcoin. This way, if you mess up, well, it wasn't real money anyway. It was for testing purposes. So that. And then also, like, linking with the, still being able to use testnet for Lightning Network and configuring that and getting up on there and utilizing that. So
I would love to see that video, dude. I look forward to it. That sounds like a great idea.
That's fucking genius. That is exactly what we should be encouraging, dude. Good on you, mate. Perfect.
Right. Strip on the Bobby.
All right, so in the end, Craig Wright is not Satoshi because he can't prove he's Satoshi. And personally, I hope he has to pay these funds, because obviously how they were accumulated is theft, dude. I mean, hopefully he goes to fucking prison. I don't know, man. It's screw this guy. Hey, we got another story here. It's about a week now. There was a video game launched on Steam. They were accepting crypto for purchase, obviously, on Steam. They do that there. And I believe I have the right story up. Yes. So I think this is it. Explorer blockchain use case. No, this may not be it exactly. Sorry, guys. Wrong story I got up here. I rushed to get up. But no, there was a video game that was released. It was a Requiem for a blockchain or something, I believe, on Steam. Let me see if I can find
it was a puzzle.
That.
It was a puzzle. And the first person when and I was like, man, I'm not much of a gamer or anything. And I was like, but I know my nephew is like really, really good at putting puzzles together. I'm like, I'm about to just show him the ropes on this game and let him go to work, see if it'll work out.
Yes, I got it right here. There we go.
Weren't they offering like some sort of prize for like the first person to complete it or something?
A whole fucking Bitcoin, dude.
Bitcoin.
The private key was
it was just one person would do that, right?
Yeah,
okay.
So if you were the first person to beat this game, which was only $2, but the first day it launched, it was 80% off, so I think it was like $1.20 or something. And for $2 or $1.20, depending, and then crypto included, so even more savings. If you were the first person to beat this, they would expose private keys. And dude, like the biggest news of all, like what I take away from this is the incentivization for gamers to be the first to beat things by the developers, or now Easter eggs. So like, I fucking love Call of Duty Zombies, and it's full of Easter eggs. But imagine if you were the first person to follow all the steps and do the Easter egg, a Bitcoin private key is exposed that could be worth whatever. I mean, that is awesome. That is.
I never thought about that. I know that's actually a really brilliant idea.
And it's
that's
not breaking the rules. Apparently, it doesn't break the rules when it comes to like paying players or something like that. So I love the loophole that they found, and I hope that it picks up, because like, what if the new Mario whatever has a warp zone and you do it and you're in Bitcoin land and you get a friggin' private key and you sweep it and it's worth like 10 grand and what?
Yeah, no, that would be. I would actually probably start playing games more, because I've kind of got like an addictive personality, and if I play games, I'm going to end up consuming myself with that game. So I purposely have had to stay away and like no games. So I play Candy Crush every once in a while, but that's about it. But if I was incentivized and knew that there's some little Easter eggs out there, I might be playing a little bit more. So that's definitely an idea. I never even thought about something like that. So that's the cool thing about this technology, is it's almost endless for the different things that are going to be able to, we're going to be able to experience. So it's awesome. It's awesome to think about. I get excited. I mean, all kinds of,
Mark,
all
you
kinds
play
of
this?
things.
Sorry.
What's that?
Have you played this? It sounds like you may have played it.
Have I played it?
Yeah.
No, I'm not a gamer. I used to be.
I'm about to buy it.
I used to be.
I don't know if anybody's beaten it yet. I haven't heard anything about anybody winning, so I wish I had the public address here so I could sweep it and see if it's been moved.
You said it's on Steam,
It's on Steam, yeah. I have it up here. It's called Monte Crypto, the Bitcoin Enigma, and it's $2. It looks cool as shit. Like, the graphics even look dope.
Can you click on it? I mean, what if you click on it and see what it says? Because maybe you could still play the game, but it might say that the Bitcoin has been won or something.
I'm sure they would probably announce it. You'd probably say it on like block.
But if they're going to be giving away a Bitcoin, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be some simple little.
No.
How many times growing up did you guys see, like, on cereal boxes, somebody's going to win a car, and on the news or in the paper, even as a kid, you're looking to see if anybody's out there saying they won these things? Like, I always looked. I was, like, seeing the things on the back of Cracker Jacks, in the news, whatever. Enter a contest in the fucking Oreos boxes, and nobody ever won. Like, you never hear of the winners.
McDonald's with their Monopoly.
Yeah. Who's ever had Park Place and Boardwalk at the same time? I will give you a Bitcoin. Prove it.
Back in those days, I used to not like a paper delivery boy, but like folding the papers up. And so like I had access to all of them when they came out and everything. And even like what I got, like with the extra stuff that came, there was literally, it was always the same pieces, like with like occasionally like something different that you would get. It was never what you needed. Like it didn't matter.
We should sell this idea to McDonald's to use the crypto monopoly board that's been out there, the meme, the crypto monopoly board, and have little private keys that are sweepable QR paper wallets on the cups and fries, and you can get Monero, Dash, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum from the like McDonald's instead of like Park Place and Road and all that. Holy shit, we should totally get McDonald's to do this.
Since you brought that up, and I can't remember the article, but I actually saw this today. It was in Australia, something like 1,200 or 1,400 different newsstands all across Australia are going to be selling cryptocurrencies to the citizens of Australia. Like the government being completely, they want to be like one of the first forerunners in mainstream adoption, the whole economy of the country. So this, the newsstands apparently are frequented and are like more popular in Australia. So I think it's kind of interesting that you're going to have like, over at that, it's like 12 to 1,400 different locations where people could take their smartphone and basically, it's a minimum purchase, I think, of like $50 or something to make it worthwhile. But it's still, that's pretty awesome to think about, how the availability of something like that and the encouragement of the government. What you guys think?
I'm sorry, somebody said echo. I didn't know if that was still a problem. Oh,
echo,
hi.
Echo.
Turn that thing
apparently
on. I have one of those.
Apparently it's just me and Chris that have the echo.
Oh, man, bummer.
I don't hear it on my end, but I guess through YouTube, I guess they do.
Through YouTube?
Yeah, Weed Gonzalez says echo, and then Mickey San Miguel.
It's so awesome. This whole time you guys have had an echo.
I sound like an alien.
I don't know how to turn that off, but I will figure it out for next time. Sorry about that, everybody. I can see why we had a lot of people come in but not stick around. I saw the numbers jumping and dropping. It's that you guys are robots. Oops.
Oh, we sound like crap.
We're from the future. Buy Bitcoin now.
Yes, I come from the year 2019. Bitcoin will dominate. Buy now. It's on the dip.
I don't know if I fixed it or made it worse, but I guess we're going to find out together. All right.
Yeah, tell us, people, how's it sound?
Yeah, I don't know if I changed the echo, but I did turn something off. I don't think it worked.
I don't know. It's strange hearing that stuff in delay and like on the other end. It's like, it's so weird. It makes me think time takes place in differently in different areas. Like, even though we're all in the same time zone, there's a delay between this, that, and this, and it just like, it really like, it's blowing my mind, man. It's really throwing me through a loop.
You have entered the Bitcoin Twilight Zone with Kenn Bosak.
Yeah, so Bitcoin is on the rise, guys. It's $11,236.
Yeah, I saw that Litecoin's going up too, man. Got my Litecoins.
We need to break 12.2.
What's the
Litecoin's at like 217 right now, which is good. It's on a move up.
If it can break 12.2, it has a clear path to 18.
Yeah. Did you guys see yesterday Nexus coin had like a over 200% increase?
What was that?
Yeah, it is.
Nexus had like a 200% increase yesterday.
Yeah, I did. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was probably the best coin yesterday to have gotten involved in.
Yeah,
it's
that
one of my biggest regret coins that I never bought.
And it was weird. I was looking at the Bittrex when Tron got added, and it got added at a high price. And if you look at the chart, it starts off like above a Bitcoin and then drops down. So I'm like wondering if somebody would have there's no way you could have like sold it immediately, but I wonder if people could have actually gotten more than like 40-something cents or 50-something cents for it at the time.
Well, it seems like different. I know Binance does it different when they add a new coin. They kind of like already have an order book filled in. At Cryptsy, I know when we used to add it, it was first come first serve. So you would have orders would be like 400 Bitcoin for one of the altcoins that were just getting on. So somebody sometimes would lose because they would go, oh crap, I want to buy real quick so this before this goes up, not realizing the price that was the first order was like for like the same coin.
So Nexus
On that.
is
So I mean, I guess it's
number 86 right now at $3.66.
Yeah, I mean it's come down, but yesterday it went up. It had gone up.
That's a good thing though. Down's
200%.
good after it goes up like
Right
that.
now, yeah. And then because you obviously gotta have corrections, but Cloak it's up like 52% right now. That's another good privacy coin I believe in.
Its high for the month over here is at about 650. That's nice. It's about half off for the month, man.
You talking about Nexus?
Yeah, Nexus. What was the other one, bro?
I don't remember which one I said.
Unbreakable was at like 97% yesterday.
The one that's up big today is that I was just looking at was
Funfair.
Cloak's up like 52.6%.
Funfair is my baby, man.
I just did the change for 24-hour, and the highest change is 24.35%, and it's that ICN thing. Yeah.
I'm getting some. I'm gonna get some Pillar. Finally, I think it's on Hit BTC, and I signed up for Hit BTC, and I'm gonna get me some Pillar. Pillar's at Pillar. I think Pillar's at a great price. It's like 74 cents. It's down 5%, and Pillar is going to be sick, man. I think that if you can watch any videos on Pillar, Arcane Bear Tio, he does an interview with the main guy from Pillar, and they do some live demonstrations of the wallet. This is like, it's going to be a big deal in this space, and it's going to be showing what they do very, very soon. So I think the price is going to go up on that one, and it's under $1, 74 cents right now. I think it's a good buy-in price.
I thought Binance did a great job with their new app layout's pretty nice. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet.
Yeah,
I have problems. Do you use the desktop version of Binance? Have you tried that?
Never.
No, web or the phone, but it's a pain in the ass on the iPhone because every new update, the old app part don't work. So then you have to go back and trust the new. They have to put it like under a new company name for the app to work on iOS. That's the only downside of that, and it's kind of the same thing. I'm waiting on Coinomi to get on iOS because that's.
I can't get the Edge wallet on my Galaxy S6, but yet you can get the Edge wallet on your iPhone. So I guess it's a trade-off, man. So
yeah, I love the Edge wallet.
I want to see a phone that's gonna be able to take all these kind of things because I want to get the Edge wallet, especially as you're watching your video. Ken, great video by the way.
Cheers, thank you.
I was gonna ask you how you did that cell phone thing. I thought that was kind of cool as well. But yeah, I mean, Edge seems like a really great wallet, and it just sucks it's not available in every format. Like you were saying with Coinomi not being available on iPhone, it sucks, man.
Between that and then it used to be like you could find everything you wanted in one location for coins and everything, and now it's just like, okay, I gotta go here, I gotta go here, I gotta go down. So it'd be nice to see if somebody can be the first to the punch to be like, I have an all-inclusive app or website where all this stuff exists. Like, you don't even need to go anywhere really. Besides,
it seems like from what I understand from the little bit of research I've done about altcoin.io, it's supposed to be like associated with the atomic swap. So essentially, it's a decentralized exchange that has no fee. Which, I've got to look a little bit more into it. But altcoin.io, I don't know if you've heard of it before, but I know what atomic swaps is, and that's basically when atomic swaps gets like in full development. That's really going to screw up exchanges because the idea that I'm understanding with it is that it'll trade evenly. So if it happens to be like a coin that you're trading that you want $1,000, and you've got you can get 5 $200 coins, however you want to do it, but you got denominations in it. I think it works out that way.
Yeah, it would definitely be interesting to see what goes on with it for sure.
What you doing?
I'm just playing around, seeing if I can fix the echo here, and I think I found out where it's coming from somehow, somewhere. I've been sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you guys.
No, you're being no. We were talking about earlier being your own tech support is a great example of it.
Input.
No, we got to be responsible for ourselves. So.
All right, so I don't know if that did it or not, but definitely got to check and test this after we get off the air. I guess we can wrap things up here. Hey guys, so yeah, dude, the market's looking pretty freaking healthy. We're on our way back up to about $500 billion in total overall coin market cap. Bitcoin's dominance is pretty friggin' healthy. It's where are we at here? Chilling at 41.1%. That's nice. That's nice. I mean, whenever Bitcoin gets up to 50%, like when it starts to ride up high, it's a pretty good time to diversify. And then when it gets low like this, it's a good idea to consolidate back into Bitcoin until it's a higher dominance, because that's the wave. But
yeah, you gotta wait for Bitcoin to just kind of go in that sideways phase for altcoins to jump. Well, typical, you know, if Bitcoin's gonna go on a rise, you know, everyone's like, oh crap, I gotta get back into Bitcoin. And the next thing you know, it starts going sideways. And then those altcoins usually, you know, will double in value while Bitcoin is going sideways. I mean, that's a historical thing with it, but it's not actual science, obviously, just like technical analysis. You know, it gives you the option, well, it could go this way or this way. Nobody knows.
Yeah, we're
but
totally
signals that can point to, you know, what you might expect.
Yeah, good signals.
That's a great way to put it. I'll say that's a great way to put it, man. Because like we're definitely in uncharted territories, man. It's like Star Trek, you know, been on this unknown journey into space. We don't know what's going to happen. People can speculate, and you know, some things from the past can give us some indicators. But like you said, nobody knows what's going to happen. Now that unfortunately people can manipulate, but nobody ultimately knows what's going to happen.
Well, now you have the Wall Street ability to short. So obviously there's a lot more Wall Street money right now than there is in crypto space. So obviously they're going to try to hold it down by shorting. Not all of them. Obviously, some people in the stock market are probably going to have long positions because they believe in the technology and everything surrounding it. But, you know, I guess that's kind of where we're like stuck at. We're stuck in a feud right now with Wall Street guys trying to short crypto and, you know, us just moving along like we always do, no matter what it rises.
Well, we can change that by just doing what we do and encourage that adoption, you know, and just encouraging people to get on board with cryptocurrency, because the more the mainstream gets involved, it doesn't matter what Wall Street wants to think or do.
I think I lost your audio messing around, guys. I'm sorry. Wait, say something? Nope. Yeah, I lost it somehow, total bummer. I'm sorry, guys. Well, we're signing off anyway. We're going to keep testing this out. Sorry for the echo, everybody. If you had fun getting echo chamber, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Flick the alert bell, and hopefully next time our audio situation will be figured out. Again, at the beginning, I told you, new computer. So my apologies. All right, guys. Links to Rice Crypto and Crypto Maak are in the description box below. Check out the links and have a day.